what's up everybody? Social Reefer here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a while that I do one of these long format videos for you guys. Honestly, as I always mention on my previous videos, I do not like to make long format videos unless there's something of substance that I could offer to you. I truly respect this hobby. If somebody was to watch my videos, you guys could actually get some useful information, and maybe you don't make the same mistakes that I make. That's ultimately my goal. I can only offer you the information that I'm exposed to, because this hobby is all about trial and error, and you're gonna keep learning something new as you go through your path and your journey in the reefing hobby. Trust me, there's gonna be a lot of obstacles. For me today, that's one of those days where I'm having one of those obstacles. When I transferred over everything from my old system to this new tank, I didn't bear in mind certain things that would come back and bite me in my you-know-what. So just to give you some insight, one thing I love about this hobby is the natural habitat of the species that we keep in our aquariums. I try to keep everything in my aquarium as close as possible as I can, as when I see documentaries on TV and things of that nature. So I love the natural look of a reef. In this particular case, the substrate. Some people do bare bottom, which I don't have nothing against. There's a lot of beautiful bare bottom tanks out there. But me, I like to have substrate in my tank. I actually started off this tank bare bottom before I added substrate to it, and I wasn't feeling it. I had to add substrate. But when I did add substrate, I try to be very minimalistic about it. And this is where the lesson is. When you are adding substrate into your aquarium, you do not determine how much substrate you want to add. That's what I did. And here I am today making this video for you. So I try to be very minimalistic in terms of how much sand I add. I was very bare minimum with it. I just put enough sand in my aquarium where I could cover the bottom surface and make it look more natural. What I didn't have in mind was that later on, as time goes by, there wasn't going to be enough sand in my aquarium for turnover. And when you don't have enough sand in your aquarium to turn over through time as your invertebrates are moving along the sand bed, you're just gonna have this layer up top that is gonna start getting algae on it. And some of us might confuse it with diatoms or other things. You could go down the list yourself. I'm not gonna go down that list. But it's not that. The fact of the matter is that in my aquarium, the reason that I see all these dark patches is because as the inverts are moving along my aquarium, there's nothing to turn over. So it just stays on the top and it continues to accumulate more and more algae as time goes by. So don't make the same mistake that I made, because right now I got a couple 20-pound bags of sand, which I'm going to introduce to my aquarium as neatly as I can as possible. I'm gonna spread it out and try to make it evenly. I do know that my tank might go through another mini cycle, but I'm okay with that. I think that my live rock is mature enough to be able to withstand it. Not to mention that I have like another 30 pounds of live rock in my sump as well. So I think I'll be okay. I do wish that I had some Microbacter or some type of bacteria I could dose in, but I don't. But I'm not gonna let that hold me back. I have faith that my aquarium is mature enough to be able to withstand this. But yeah, long story short, do not just put the bare minimum to get the look. You either do it right or don't do it at all. I'm aiming for at least a 2-inch sand bed, where when you have a 2-inch sand bed, you're gonna be able to give your sand the opportunity to cycle. And as it's cycling through, it maintains that beautiful white color. I'm hoping this works out. Maybe I'm too far gone, but only the future, holds the answer to that. But I'm very confident that that is the answer, me just adding more sand, allowing everything to naturally rotate as the days go by and my invertebrates are just going through the sand bed, and I will maintain that nice clean sand bed again. Don't make that mistake that I made. you know, I like the look, so I just put the bare minimum and it didn't work out. There is a reason why when you're putting sand in your aquarium, you should at least have a minimum of a couple inches in there just so that you could have that turnaround. And as your inverts, your snails, your starfish are moving around your sand bed, that sand is slowly turning around little by little, day by day, and it's never the same sand that's being exposed to your lights, which then you get these dark patches like I do. Nonetheless, I'm gonna get to it. You know, I even have bubble algae growing on my sand bed. I'm gonna do my best to get as much of it out, but the ultimate goal is just to cover everything up and bring this up to a couple inches. I hope everybody has a good day. I'll see you guys on my next video. Please do not forget to subscribe. Sorry for being absent for so long. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. And as you guys already know, I appreciate you guys. I do this mostly for engagement. Feel free to pass down some knowledge to me, because as I always mention, we are all learning through this. With that said, you guys can enjoy this video of me just working on my tank. It'll be sped through. I like to take my time, so I know it is gonna take me a while. I just felt that I needed to pass down that information to you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Peace out.
Okay, guys, so before I even speed this up, I just want you guys to take a look at this right here. As soon as I put my hands in the tank, you're gonna notice my female clownfish starts attacking me right away. This clownfish is fearless and downright evil, if you ask me. She just attacks me nonstop, and it started to hurt, to be honest. She still has a lot of growing to do, and I know that these bites are going to get worse and worse. Eventually, you're going to see me trap her in the net. That way I could work in peace. She is so easy to catch at this point because she's so focused on just biting me that by the time she focuses on the net, it's already too late. I will fast forward this for you until that moment so you could check it out now. So now I got the net, and as you can see, check out how easy it is to catch this clownfish. Excuse my daughter. But yeah, just check out how easy it is to catch this clownfish. Like, don't you wish every fish was this easy to catch? Voila. Imagine it was like this with every fish. Check out how happy I am. Let's get to the real work now. So yeah, at this moment, I'm basically working by halves. So I'm gonna do this half of the tank first, spread the sand out as evenly as I can. And then once I'm done on this side, I will then go to the opposite side of the peninsula tank and do the same thing on the other side. As I'm going, I'm doing it in sections, and I'm moving the corals from one place to another so that I can work on the sections that I have to work. It's very simple, straightforward, not too complicated. As long as you take it one step at a time, you should be all right. Just bear in mind that everything in this hobby requires patience. If you want to get it done right, take your time. There is no need to rush anything, and there is no need to get frustrated, because when you get frustrated, then most likely you're just gonna mess up even more. But yes, I'm doing this side, and then I'm going to do the other side afterwards. Altogether, I want to say that this took me about an hour. Like I said, I take my time. I'm not in a rush, and I want to make sure that I do everything the right way. Coming up, you're going to see me grab my first bucket of sand, where I'm going to start from the corner. If you want, you can pay attention to how I am introducing the sand. That way, it's not being done sloppy. Basically, what I'm doing is I am slowly introducing the container to the water as slowly as possible from the top. And then once it fills with water, I bring it down to where I want to drop the sand. And then I'll be using the glass cleaner to spread out the sand. I also use my bare hands to get it into tight areas in the base of the rock or areas where it's too uncomfortable to use the glass cleaner. Once you see I get the container to the bottom of the tank, I just tilt it slowly until all the sand comes out. After that, it's rinse, wash, and repeat. I'm going to speed this section up just a little bit so you guys can still see what I'm doing, but it's pretty straightforward. I definitely recommend you take your time, because I did knock down one of my hammers, but I'm okay with that. I'm planning on rescaping my entire hammer garden. I bought some cool Frag plug holders from a fellow reefer through Instagram, and I just can't wait so I could just redo everything. If you guys want to check him out, he sells the Frag plug holders. You could glue them directly to your rock. His name is Reef Sakes. I'll spell that out for you in the description. But yeah, what you see here is the same exact thing that I will be doing for the remainder of this video. Excuse the traffic, I can't really stop that from happening, but as you can see, I am in the zone. Right now, I'm just paying attention to detail, trying to be as gentle as I can with my coral and making sure that I don't damage anything. My son even passes by, keeps me company for a bit. You know, it is tedious work, and it kind of sucks for me because I can't really use both of my arms. I have a shoulder injury, which is bothering me a lot, but it's not something that can't be done either. You know, when there's work that requires you to take time, there's no need to rush. This will be a 2-part series. I feel like this video is going too long. Stay tuned for the next one and you'll see the results.